Hi, it's me, Jordan Long, and today I'm gonna talk about, something that, well, it's not bad or anything, but yeah, it's about the corona illness or the corona sickness. Well, okay, so by now, it's been talked about so many times it's not even funny anymore, and it never was funny. So, so Lucifer started this illness or sickness over in China because folks just had to eat wildermouses. What kind? No one knows. And knowing China, they like to not tell anyone about nothing until it's too late. So, from what some folks say, it started in November of last year, and China kept our mouth shut until at least, I don't know, February, or at least until March of this year. But then it was probably too late because it had spread to almost all the livable lands of the earth, except for Antarctica. Apparently, it's way too cold even for illnesses and sicknesses to be there. But anyway, so, and everybody wonders why the more deaths in some lands than others. I don't know. The more bigger your land is, the more folks that are walking around, the more folks that are working, I guess. The more folks that have the sad seek to sneeze or to cough on someone, and they might have it but not know it, and give it to someone who does am up showing. That's my guess. But it has been played to death by now. There isn't really that much anything new on the illness except, oh, it might be contained, it might be on lockdown soon, depending to where you're at. But some steads are gonna some steads of some worlds are still gonna play it well and still push their lockdowns to summertime. Illnesses don't like heat, and they don't like the Atmos cold. Well, they truly do not like the Atmos heat either. So truthfully, I don't know. But I'm probably sure that even by May or June, folks will still have to wear hand wear. What kind? It's up to what they can afford and what they have on them. They'll still have to wear cast or shell or side wear. What kind? Depending to what they have on, what they can buy. you know. But at least you can be more close. I don't know. But anyway, and a lot of folks are like, oh, you can't. A lot of folks might be saying, oh, Jordan, you can't talk about this. Well, yes, I can. As long as I don't do anything that doesn't fall, as long as I'm following the YouTube followership oversight or ownership law, which at this point I'm actually following because this shit in this film is mine. As long as I'm following the YouTube oversight of working the webstead, I don't have any fear. Which, be earnest, I do not have any business wises. I am not a YouTube business mate. I'm making no income or trade worth or gal through YouTube, through Google, through Alphabet. So I'm not frightened of losing any backers or forwarders or business wise because I do not have any to begin with anyway. But there's always going to be someone that always says, oh, do you think this is ever going to end? I don't know. I do know one thing, that the folks in the news folk works and the news sheet folk works don't want to believe, but can't come out to tell anyone, that Lucifer made this illness and that God is going to stop it. That God and Jesus are going to stop the illness that Lucifer made. Yes, that is true. I know there might be oversight that tells folks you can't say that and you can't relay that, but they know it to be true. Alright? And the truth is that the leaderships of the world don't know anything about the illness. They're learning it as they go on. The only two beings that know about this illness is God, and he knows everything and he knows how to beat it, and Lucifer, since he's the jerk that made it. But this isn't the first time that Lucifer has made illnesses that were almost went over the world until someone knew what they were. And soon it's going to be another one of those illnesses. And now apparently some folks have, Lucifer's now put some fear into folks believing this is just the first offshoot and I'm going to give you some more. Well, the only fucking way that Lucifer could do that is if somehow the folks that made the mistake before make the mistake again. Well, you think everything gonna be back to the way it was soon or later? I don't know. And if you would ask the land leadership and the Urk leadership and the Earldom leadership and the Near leadership, they would say they don't know either. They're all pushing for July. They're all pushing for June. And if it's not for that guild, it wasn't for that guild that the land leadership gave out to everyone who had jobs but got laid off or got fired since of the illness. If it wasn't for that going out, a lot more folks would have more income hang-ups than they already have. But I am thankful that I do not have the illness. B, if I do have the illness, I am grateful I've not given it to someone who shows. And I know that God is going to beat this illness that Lucifer has made. And I know if I worked in the news business or I worked in a news sheet business, I could not say that. I guess I could say that, but it might be cleaned. You know, always have to unlook everyone's worship, but a lot of folks worship God, you know, so it wouldn't even be that. Anyway, but I do know if I was in a news business or a news sheet business or whatever you want to call it, because news telling and broadcasting and newscasting is a business, I probably wouldn't be told you can't say that. Anyway, that's not even the grounds of this film. The grounds of the film is the illness. Okay, yes, it's bad. Okay, but you don't need Lucifer to fear strike you any more of the illness than he already has. You know, so it is what it is. And before I end this film, I am glad to tell you that I am not a YouTube business mate, so I'm not going to lose any trade worth or income or gold for making these films. I have no business-wise buying time on my films or on my fairway. I have no one forwarding and backing my films business-wise, so I'm not going to lose anything. You know. Alright, that's it. I'm Jordan Long, and I'll see you later.